Tropical Nights quilt. This is the leaf stem block. Okay, printing it out on my tracing paper. Alright, this is a very, very simple block. And yippee-doo, we've only got to make 4, so that's brilliant. Now, but something else I'm going to introduce you to this week. I know you've been watching me use my as a quarter ruler, but as this has got some quite long cuts on it, I've got out my other ruler, which is called as a quarter plus. And the beauty of this one is that instead of having to use card to fold the thing down, with this add a quarter plus, I can use this slims down to a very fine line, so I can use that to fold against, and obviously still got the add a quarter-inch lip that I use. So I thought I'll get that one out, and we'll start using that. What I've also started to do is take a ruler and just measure, say for example, the widest black piece there, and say, well, I know the given on it, this is a 6-inch ruler, yeah, I'm going to need something that's 6 inches wide, and the longest point, bearing that we've got to go from the faint line outside, I'm going to want at least 6 inches. So I can cut a square out of the material, or cut 2, because these are identical, cut 2, and then I know where I am. And in the same way, I can also measure the the widest part of this green, which is coming out at 2 1/4 inches. So if I cut a strip that's 2.5 inches wide, that's going to fit that. And then I can look at this one, and coming out to the edge, this is 1 1/4. So if I cut a strip, that is 2 inches wide, you can see. 1 3/4 or 2 inches wide. And of course you've got to look at the length, and the length is longer than this ruler, which is only 12 inches long, so it's about 13 or 14 inches long. So if you do that with an easy pattern like this, you can more or less cut your strips or cut your squares that you're going to use ready to get on with it. So now this is very simple, so I'm just going to get going. Right, so now we've got to this stage where we need to join the two triangles together. What I am going to do is take off my papers. Okay, so and when I've taken off the papers, I will then be able to go and give them a quick press, not stretching them, but a quick press, and then we'll come back and put them back together. So let me just take my papers off for a moment. So papers off, I give them a quick press. Okay, so now one on top of the other. You are, or I would suggest, because this is how I usually do it, even if you know, if I haven't made it on the paper, corners in line. All right, corners absolutely mirroring each other, and then we need to just, as we would do with any other piece of patchwork, we've got to do a 1/4 inch seam all the way down. This is the time, if you've got one, to use your 1/4 inch foot on your machine. I've sewn 1/4 inch all the way down, and now I can fold it back, yeah, and go and give this a nice press. Right, so I've just come back from pressing it. A bit bright, let me put it in shadow, gives you a better colour. So I have just, that's the leaf stem block. We do need to make 4 of those, just 4, because these are going to go underneath the double tulips that we have already talked about and made, hopefully. If you're watching this and you haven't watched any of the other videos, then you need to go back, right? So go back to watching first block, because that's a verbose video, but I am showing you literally step by step. Also watch the tester block stitch out, where I'm basically teaching you what you need to know about paper piecing, so that then in videos like this one now I can just do at double speed, and you can see the results. And as I say, I'll always stop and tell you if there's something really weird about it or something you need to do about it. So we just need to make 4. I hope you've enjoyed that one.